Hi friends, it's Miss Noreen at the East Palestine Library. I hope everyone's well. Today I'm going to share a story with you that I like to share with my Storytime kids, and it's called The Rain Hat. And it involves folding paper into different shapes, and you'll see in a little bit how the story goes. My version of the story came from a book called Just Enough to Tell a Story by Nancy Schimmel. But I've seen different versions of this story. I've seen it called Many Hats, The Captain's Shirt, and we even have a book at the library that's called The Pirate Girl's Treasure. So I hope you follow along with my story, even if you have a piece of paper to do the rain hat. And then afterwards, you and your kids can make some different crafts, hats and boats and different things out of newspaper. And if you don't have newspaper, you can even try wrapping paper. If you have any large paper at your house, you can try it. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll have more activities to share next week. And we'll keep sharing things on Facebook too. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi friends, it's Miss Noreen of the East Palestine Library. Today I'm going to share one of my favorite stories that I love to share at Storytime. It's called The Rain Hat. Once upon a time there was a little girl who wanted to play outside. Her mom said she couldn't go out because it was raining and she didn't have a rain hat. The little girl was so bored. All she had was a piece of paper. So she started folding the paper to see what she could make. She folded it in half, and she folded it again, and again, and again, and again, until she made her very own rain hat. The little girl showed the hat to her mother, and her mother said that she could go outside to play. The little girl was playing in her front yard when she noticed the house across the street was on fire. The firefighters had already arrived and were putting the fire out. The little girl wanted to help, but she knew she couldn't help wearing just a rain hat. So she took her rain hat off and she started folding it again. She folded it and folded it until she made a fireman's helmet. She put on the fireman's helmet and went across the street to help the firefighters put out the fire. They put out the fire very quickly, but with all the water that they used to get the fire out, it made a flood in the neighborhood. The little girl knew that a fireman's helmet wouldn't be the right hat to wear in a flood, so she took the hat off until she made her very own pirate hat. She had the right hat to wear in the flood, but she was missing something important. She didn't have a way to get around in the flood. What she needed was a boat. She took her pirate hat off and started folding the paper again until she made her very own boat. Well, as you know, floodwaters are very dangerous, and it was very hard to navigate in the floodwaters. The girl went this way and that, this way and that. She crashed into a school, and it ripped the front right off the boat. She stayed afloat. The girl crashed into a house, and it ripped the back off the boat. Finally, she crashed into the library, and it made a hole in the boat. And do you know what happens when boats get holes in them? They sink. But don't worry. The little girl was wearing her very own life jacket. The end. Okay, so you can make your own hat from a newspaper, and here I have the comic section of the Vindicator. I cut off 3 inches from the bottom of the paper so the hat wouldn't be so big. The fold is at the top, the opening is at the bottom. Then I'm going to fold a large triangle down on one side and a large triangle on the other side. Then on the bottom, I'm going to fold a couple folds to make a nice strong brim of the hat. I'm going to flip the hat over, and I'm going to do the same on the back side with the brim. I'm going to fold a couple layers, and I have my very own hat made from a newspaper. I added some tape to make it stronger, so you can tape it or maybe add some glue. The kids can decorate them with some crayons or markers. Here you can make your own fireman's helmet and add some tape to make it stronger, or add a fold and you now have your very own pirate hat. You can make some elaborate hats out of newspapers. Here is a square hat that can become a graduation cap. And if you don't have newspaper, wrapping paper will do. If you have other large paper, here's an example of a wrapping paper hat. And last but not least, you can make your very own boats and see maybe at bath time if your boats can float in water. So thanks very much for joining me today for my story and craft idea, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.